Okay, welcome to this workshop on the Women in Religion movement. We've called this Roots and Branches because the roots of this movement come from a resolution. Actually, they come before the resolution. All of the work that was done in the 60s and 70s is represented by this book, or not all of it, but some of it, by this book, which was published by the Unitarian Universalist Women's Federation in 1970. And this book was a statement, Voices of the New Feminism. And it includes many different speakers that were in the larger society about issues of pressing concern around feminism. And if those of you who remember the 60s, it was that pivotal piece for the women's movement when women decided to have a movement that was very visible. And the Unitarian Universalist Association, actually this is an affiliate group, but that whole organization decided to really embrace this. And in 1977, there was a major resolution, and this is the core concern, which I've given out as a reading. This has been prepared by Gloria Marvin, who was a very active woman in this movement over the last 15 years, and she is concerned that this resolution has really not been implemented in the denomination. And so what we wanted to do today, because all of us are present here who have been very involved in this for many years, and I'm actually, I think, the youngest of the group in terms of involvement, and I started in 1983. So all of these women have dedicated many, many hours to this and much of their work, and we wanted to share that and kind of stimulate a conversation about where are we going to go now with all of the people who are involved, because I know I came into this when it was in full swing. And there was one other person I want to mention who was the author of the resolution. Her name was Lucille Shook Longview. And she took the name Longview because she had received a long view by going through this whole process of becoming aware of what was happening to women. And when she started to get involved in this movement, she was around 63. And her husband had died. And I remember when I first met her, I said, "When did you decide to get active in this?" And she said, "The day after my husband died, I was right down there doing this and having this whole commitment to really looking at a specific aspect of what was happening in feminism." And so that's what we're going to concentrate on today. And I wanted to start by having Shirley Ray light the chalice. And she's also brought us a beautiful snake goddess from Crete that she brought back herself from Crete. And it's here to be part of this gathering. All right, good lighting. Okay, what you have here is the core concerns, and we're going to go ahead and read through these so that we'll have a point of reference for what we're going to be doing today. Whereas a principle of the UUA is to affirm, defend, and promote the supreme worth and of every human personality. Whereas some models of human relationships arising from religious myths, historical materials, and other teachings still create and perpetuate attitudes that cause women everywhere to be overlooked and undervalued.
Therefore, be it resolved that the 1977 General Assembly of the Unitarian Universalist Association calls upon all Unitarian Universalists to examine carefully their own religious beliefs and the extent to which these beliefs influence sex role stereotypes within their own families.
Be it further resolved that the General Assembly urges the President of the Unitarian Universalist Association to send copies of their resolution to other denominations examining sexism inherent in religious literature.
Be it further resolved that the General Assembly requests the Unitarian Universalist Association to join with those who are encouraging others in the society to examine the relationship between religious and cultural attitudes toward women.
Be it further resolved that the General Assembly requests the President of the UUA to report annually on the progress in implementing this resolution.
Okay, so that gives you the gist of the resolution. It was passed unanimously by that General Assembly, and after that assembly, there was a committee set up by the President to implement this resolution, and Rosemary Matson was the co-chair of that committee on the national and continental levels. So we're very, very honored to have her with us, and her work over the years. I wanted to just begin by letting people know, many of you probably already know, that last May she received a doctorate from Star King for her many activities during her life. And I have, as part of that, I prepared a little statement that, this little booklet that I'd like to share with people if they'd like one, about all the things that Rosemary's done. And we passed this out at the Star King graduation ceremony. They had a dinner the night before, and Rosemary gave a talk, and we passed this out. And so many of the people there knew nothing about this, and they were students at the school. So we think that the work is important and needs to keep happening over and over. There's new people always involved. Old people go other places. And Rosemary has been very committed to this issue and to many, many others. So I'm going to just leave these here, but do pick one up if you're interested and share them around. And this is just to share this. This is the doctorate that she received, and I'll leave that here. This is a photocopy. It was much nicer. And the other thing that Rosemary has really made people know about is this statement, which we know it's on the T-shirts. And you know, we don't want a piece of the pie. We want to change it, right? It is still a patriarchal pie. We changed the recipe. So that's what we were trying to do through all this movement, and I'm sure that's what everybody's doing in this room in various ways.